Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the most fantastic quiz show you have ever witnessed. Today, we are going to see two masterminds of their craft pitted against one another in a battle of wits, where I, Mr. Cow, will be the moderator between Luke Stevens and Cammy Huddlestone's Battle of Knowledge with The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2. Luke and Cammy, how you guys doing today?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I have done no prep for this, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey, before we get into it, why don't you guys tell them what I did to you right before we started recording?
It's not funny.
It's really funny what I did.
It's not funny.
Jacob was trying to let us see kind of what the grade of questions would be that we would be dealing with. So he decided to ask us a simple question. He said this is a Last of Us question, very obscure. Which of the six Toa
Toa, yeah.
are
That's how I
female?
always said it, yeah.
He said feel free to use Google, whatever else you need. I've never heard of that in my life. I have no clue what he's talking about. Cammy can't find it on Google anywhere. Jacob, what was the question about?
It was a question from Bionicle Lore, the original run of the Bionicle Lego sets. There's 6 Toa characters. That's how I said it as a kid. I haven't looked at it in a long time.
I think it's Dow.
Visual aid. It might be Dow. I remember the movie they said Toa. This is not from the first generation. This is like third, I think. That's when I got into it.
I loved
Bionicles.
Bionicles.
Came out. They're the best.
They were cool.
They're the
They also
best.
had
Which is
those
why
like.
it's a little embarrassing you guys didn't know that.
Not for me. Embarrassing for you guys.
Yeah, that was a stream. But hey, Bionicle questions aside, we've got some exciting Last of Us trivia. And the way this is going to work, because I remember last quiz show we did, it was a big thing for people to steal. Because sometimes you know the question, and we were doing some general knowledge stuff, and it'd be fun to jump in it. So I'm going to allow you guys to steal as we alternate questions. But I will warn, most of the questions, I did my best to stay away from like true or false, yes or no questions if we were doing stealing. But, you know, with that, it came with some really difficult questions because there's only one answer. So be prepared. Are you guys ready?
Yeah,
As ready as I'll ever be.
I think I have a pointer on my shoulder.
Oh, I see it now. It took me a second. I was like, it's just bright. No, yeah, a little bit.
I saw it on the screen and I was like, oh, I've got something on. Oh, wait, no, I don't. No. There we
Uh-oh.
go. That's the perfect fit. We're mature adults.
We done it. Well, let's
It's-
start. I guess who wants to go
not
first?
bad.
I'll take volunteers. We can flip a coin.
I can go first because Jacob said I was a coward last week for, for not wanting to go first. So sure,
That's
I'll go
right.
first.
Let me get a score tally counter.
Oh, God. I'm so
Here we
scared.
go. Digitalcounter.com.
I can also
well,
pull up some Last of Us footage to intersperse while we do this.
hey, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, why not, right?
All right. Who's going first? Luke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luke. And remember, Cammy, you can steal if he doesn't get it.
I'm ready.
What character uses the F word the most in the first Last of Us game?
Uses the F word the most.
That's right. Who would it be?
I mean, the obvious thing might be to just say Ellie. Because I can think of at least one occasion where she does. Tess uses it. This is effing real, Joel. I don't think Marlene ever does. I can't think of Joel ever using it.
He's deep in thought.
He is.
And I'll guess Tess.
You are incorrect. Cammy, would you like to steal?
Pretty sure it's Ellie.
Is that your final answer, Ms. Huddlestone?
Yes.
That is correct. Ellie does say
come
the
on.
F word more times than any other character in the game. Bonus for double. How many times does she say it? Whoever gets closest gets an extra point.
Okay.
I'll
14.
say 7.
14 and 7, is that what we got?
Well, if she says 14, I'll say 13.
Okay, well, I'll allow that. I'll allow that. But this is going to blow your mind. According to sources, IMDb trivia section, so take it as you will. 53 times she says it.
Okay, that's
53.
way more.
That's a
Nice.
shocking amount of times to say it. But what's that? That's 2 points for Cammy Huddlestone. Right off the bat. Let's see
Unbelievable.
what Luke's score is at. Oh, Luke's score is at 0.
Oh.
And
Unbelievable.
now we're going over to Cammy to give her a question.
Oh.
Well, hey, if you're gonna say the F word 53 times, you might need a little bit of time, to say all that. So in the original Last of Us game, Cammy, roughly, because there's a little wiggle room with this question, how long does it take to beat the game? And keep in mind, I did the overall average from howtobeat.com and gave it like a bit of an hour bumper in both directions. How long does it take to beat it?
Are we going like just story or are we going completionist?
It's an average of all of it. What do you think on average it would take to beat the Last of Us game?
Like for
Going
the
through it
average
first.
player playing the game, what their
Yeah.
time would be? Okay.
I think it was 6,000 people polled or something like that.
And you're giving me an hour either way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 20.
Okay. Do I get a guess? Do I get a guess?
No.
Luke, go ahead and put a guess in. I'll let Luke put a guess in.
I'm guessing 13. Is it like 15? So it's right between.
Yeah, it's you're both incorrect. I was like, can I give it to either one? No, it's so the average, the median of the study was about 16 hours. So I would give you 17 or even 15. But there's just a little bit too short because you would have to be rushing the game to wind up getting 12 hours, and if you're really laid back with it, if you're not trying that hard, it can take like 25 almost.
Penalized for appreciation.
So no points awarded on that one, unfortunately.
Continue the quiz.
Anyway.
We're moving on. Let's see here for Luke. Luke, the beloved character Joel in the Last of Us series, hails from what state?
Texas.
That is correct. Well done.
God damn it.
Well
God
done.
damn it.
It's one of the easier ones too. Well done, Luke. That puts you on the board. It's now 2-1. Cammy's still in a commanding lead. Cammy.
Yes.
I'm now realizing this one's going to be very easy for you. How old is Ellie in the first game?
She's 14.
Ayo! Nailed it!
Yay!
I realized those two back to back were pretty laid back. Well, I guess that brings us back to Luke. This one I stole directly from a trivia site. So if you did some research, you might have learned this one. The concept of the infected in The Last of Us was allegedly inspired by an episode of which documentary series?
Oh, I remember them mentioning this in like the behind the scenes.
You don't have to remember the species or anything any specifics like that. Just the name of the show.
Was it an episode of Nova?
That is incorrect. Cammy, would you like to steal?
Would. I'm hoping I can get it right. I remember watching this like before The Last of Us came out, so I remember watching it like live when it first came on and thinking that's fucking gross. I can remember seeing it. It's the ants. It's a type of fungus. It goes in them. It lays root. I think because it's definitely David Attenborough. I think it's Planet Earth.
You'd be correct. Well done.
Damn it.
That's a grab right there. That's
Oh,
a
Ooh.
grab right there. Because I
Oh.
had no fucking idea what was that. That puts Cammy at 3 points to 1
I mean, I can't
in
argue
this
with that.
amazing quiz show. Ooh,
That
that was a solid answer. Well, we'll bounce it back to Cammy now. Because I keep on getting tripped up because she's the one scoring all the
I'm
points. It makes me
stealing.
think I'm only asking her questions.
You're not.
Is how I feel. Well, you know what? We'll make it a little bit more difficult now with a very solid question. I want to make sure I get the wording just right on this one. When Abby and Owen are having relations on the boat, how many pumps are done before the scene cuts to black? And I'm not counting initial insertion, just the pumps.
What else did you expect?
Right.
What
It
else?
seemed like I'd watched it a lot or something.
Oh, I scanned through this thing like 30 times.
Oh, I'm sure.
The amount of detail they put into that, I swear to God, Neil
Too much
Druckmann's
detail.
is a creep.
I remember
Oh.
this. Unfortunately, I do remember the scene. I'm gonna go. We'll follow rule of 3. I'm gonna go 3. Normally in film and TV, you have 3. It's a nice round number. Odd numbers are more pleasing in scenes. We'll go 3.
Okay,
do
for
remember-
fairness sakes.
He said he was not counting initial insertion. Are you settled
I'm
on 3?
aware. We'll go 3. If I get this
Okay.
wrong, I'm fine with not knowing forever, to be honest.
Well, for fairness sakes, Luke, we'll let you also put in a guess. How many pumps do you think it is before the scene cuts to black?
I mean, I was gonna say 3, to be honest. So I'll go 4.
Wait. You guys can say the same thing if that's what you think it is. I'll allow that for this question because it's so out there.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you think it's 3, I'll let you guess 3, and I'm willing to
Really?
give you both a point because this one's really out there.
Yeah, I was not. This is not. This was not in my quiz
Repertoire.
prep.
Yeah.
I didn't prepare for this question. Although in hindsight, I should have known this is probably
should
going
have
to come up. I should have known. I'll go. You know what? I'll go 2.
Oh, you're thinking about that initial insertion, aren't
I
you?
think, yeah. I think that initial insertion is going to be important.
Well, from the point of initial insertion, the camera then goes to a lower point, and Owen begins plowing. And you can count. You can count 4 pumps.
Damn it!
4 pumps before you cut to black. 1 for each swing of the golf club, which is a real thing. I don't know if that's true.
Oh God!
Oh,
I should have stuck to my guns, my pump guns. Damn it! I was feeling
That's too
good.
bad. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you guys were close.
yeah. Well,
I mean, it's not like they did a jackrabbit thing. It was gonna be like 2, 3, or 4, because it ends pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, it's yeah. Anyways,
Are you okay, Cammy?
it was. I wasn't expecting the word plowing.
well, yeah, that's what makes it. That's where the funny comes from.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay.
Ooh. All right. Well, I guess we're ready to move on to our next question. I nearly choked on my own words there.
Question.
Question.
I believe we're bouncing it back to Luke now.
I agree.
So I will. Do I want to give? Because we have a lot of varying questions here. Luke, what is the name of Ellie's horse in The Last of Us Part 2?
Oh God. Oh Jesus. I don't think I remember.
just to add a bit of healthy competition, I know this. So if you don't get this right, I know this. Because when I was doing my prep, I thought, that's a Jacob question. I'm going to Google that.
And yet
That is
somehow
definitely a
we
Jacob
didn't
question.
think of looking up how many pumps
I-
there would be.
We are full.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I did my research.
I did not look it up. I don't remember. I'll say Roach.
That's incorrect, unfortunately. Cammy, name that horse.
It's Shimmer.
Shimmer is correct.
I challenge. She said Shimmer.
But she's British, so
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I can name the horse from part 1 if it'll shut you up.
Shimmer. Yeah, we should be considerate of her disability of being British.
Wow. Oh my God.
Oh man. Hey, don't worry. That Luke, if you feel bad about that question, there's more difficult ones to come. And for instance, Cammy, are you ready for your next question?
Yes.
I'm ready for her next question.
Mm-hmm.
In The Last of Us Part 2,
Oh, for God's sake.
there's a cameo.
Oh.
It's sort of a cameo. A famous rapper plays a character in the back half of the game. What rapper is this? Who is this rapper?
What?
I'll ask the question again. In the back half of The Last of Us Part 2, a character is played by a famous rapper. What is this rapper's name?
No idea. Is this going to be a Jacob question where it's like a piss take?
No, this is a real thing. I didn't know this till this morning. And I found it and I was like, no way.
See Luke's face. I want to judge if let's try and work out, do you know it?
I won't say.
Oh no.
Hey.
Oh, rapper. I don't even know many rappers.
I've got one on my wall, but I don't think you know who it is. Actually, it's not even really in frame. Got Tyler the Creator up on the wall.
I know you have Tyler the Creator on the wall. I don't think it is Tyler the Creator. Otherwise, I think you would have known before this morning. It's not Kanye West. We would have heard about that. What?
Snoop Dogg wouldn't have shown up. So
Yeah. I'm like,
he would have shown up.
He's
a good sport.
When I saw him in La Jolla, I have never seen a human being that baked out of his mind. Like, it was honestly a little scary. It's like when you go to the hospital
with them and get knocked out.
Yeah, it's a little insane. Like when we went to E3 and he was in the demo room before us, and the whole room stunk of weed, like skunk weed, when we went in there. They're like, yeah, sorry, Snoop was just here. Okay, that explains it.
Hey, Snoop don't smoke no skunk, Luke.
He smoked something.
Oh. We had our own
that's how you get food.
Look at that.
Anyways, speaking of skunk weed, look at some of that right there. Roll that up and smoke it. Anyways.
I have absolutely no idea, so I'm just going to say Logic. Why not?
Yeah, that's right. Why not?
Are you joking?
Yeah, no, it's Logic. That's Logic.
Unbelievable.
Oh, fuck. In
my head, I was like, right, okay, there's only so many rappers. A lot of them wouldn't have shown up to that sort of thing. Logic has a sort of... He has a look about him where I could imagine him in the apocalypse. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
He does a great job. I didn't even recognize it was him because I think he did the mocap and the voice for it.
Wow.
I could be wrong about that though.
Who does he even play? Is he literally
One
just
of
in back?
the slavers. He
Oh
plays one of
wow.
the slavers that cuts down Abby with the rope around her ankles in the back half of the game.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I
that's a
didn't know that.
fantastic guess. If you're curious about the score of the game right now, Cammy is sitting at a nice, comfortable 5, and Luke is sitting at the same amount of allegations against him, 1. That brings us in to our next question. This one for Luke. This one I'm pretty excited about.
Oh no.
Because it's just a goofy hard. Yeah, I'll give it a little wiggle room to the both of you. How many awards did The Last of Us Part 2 win? And this is counting People's Choice and Formal Awards. I got all
Like
my
how many
data
Game
from
of the Year awards?
I think it was. I should double check my source so I can be 100% accurate.
Source. Is your source Wikipedia by any chance?
No, it's this. Hold on.
Cammy did her homework. I'm screwed here.
I mean, the only one so far that I actually like researched off the bat was the horse's name because I was playing through The Last of Us Part 1 and like Ellie names the horse and I remember her naming the horse in Part 2 and I was like, oh, shit, that's something I ought to check. That's something I better look into.
Yeah, it's a good trivia question.
I'm glad I did.
Oh, it's gameawards.net, which sounds like a fake website, I now realize, but they just compile all of it. But I'll give a fair amount of I'll give whoever's closest. Whoever's closest.
Well, I know
but I will require you both to say it at exactly the same time. So there'll be a countdown you have to say.
Well,
so
if
no one
it's-
can do over-unders.
Is it Game of the Year? Is that what we're considering? Because if we're counting like best technical direction, best score, best narrative, like that changes it.
I do believe it is Game of the Year awards.
Okay.
Counting Reader's Choice, People's Choice, and because this website compiles all of them, maybe even just Game of the Year accommodations of some sort. So I'll count. Let's count general nominations too from big outlets.
This is a very
No,
fake
you know what?
question.
No, you know what? It has to be wins.
It's got to be wins, yeah.
You'll see what I mean. But it's like you don't want to believe it. It's a little incredible.
I have a number in my head.
I have a number in my head that I've seen them advertise publicly for Game of the Year wins.
Oh, but the number in my head is literally just like this feels like a good number.
All right, well, I'll allow you both to say them at the same time.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
220.
97.
You are the closer of the two parties.
Oh,
The number recorded, and this is not made up, I swear to God. The number recorded for awards, Game of the Year accommodations on this awards tracker website, 321.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Over 280 at one point. Crossed 300. They did an article on it, and then it kept going. I think it includes some smaller publications.
Mhm.
Like even if if we had a website up, maybe they would count that too, because I think it's just a bot that tracks all of it. 321. So Luke, you were the closer of the two. You're awarded a point, my friend.
Hey, yeah, I remember them advertising because I think the previous, the original Last of Us was really high up there in terms of total awards. Red Dead Redemption, God of War were both up there for Game of the Year awards, but they were in the 100, 115, 110 range. But The Last of Us has always been at 220, 230. So the 320 makes sense if they were counting some smaller places too.
No, yeah, it's a shocking number. I could not believe it. And you know what? For fairness sakes, let's knock them both out of the way now. How many awards did the original Last of Us win?
Are we going at the same time again?
We will. I'll give you guys a minute to think about it. And I will say this website I got this information from It does overall game of the year, and of course, The Last of Us, both installments, both times it won overall game of the year. That includes the competition, really impressively for The Last of Us, of Grand Theft Auto 5 and BioShock Infinite, which I did not realize both came out the same year, and it still
Yeah.
won overall. So you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
115.
115 to 120?
220.
220. And Luke did 115. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yeah. No.
Luke? Cammy got this one.
Oh.
The Last of Us won 258 awards.
Oh boy.
It's the counting the small publications that throws me off. Because
It brings it up, yeah, like 20 to 40 or something ridiculous like that.
I think it's adding like 100 to it. I think it's a lot.
I'd say so. It's readers' choice stuff, I think, is what it's tacking on top.
Oh, that
'cause
might be it, yeah.
Because that's like 58 for The Last of Us, 55 for Grand Theft Auto 5, but BioShock Infinite only had 4 readers' choice wins, and the discrepancy between that is like, it's kind of crazy. Like BioShock Infinite has 46 wins, Grand Theft Auto 5 163 wins, and then Last of Us 258. So there's a lot to pick from there. But we'll get away from the numbers because frankly those questions are kind of bullshit. But Cammy is sitting at a nice comfortable 6. Luke dragging behind just a little bit at a healthy 2. This now brings us to the fire round where I ask you questions and then you answer them.
Yeah.
Cammy, you are in the lead.
Mhm.
We're gonna have Luke go first. I know it's technically Luke going twice in a row, but God help him.
He needs
He
it.
needs a little bit. So Luke, I'll ask you this question. In The Last of Us Part 2, what does Abby collect?
I think they're quarters. I'm assuming that's what you mean. They're like, because she used to collect them with her father, or was it nickels? Now I'm questioning myself. Last time I talked myself out of the right answer, so I will stick with it. I think they're quarters.
I'm happy to let you know I would have accepted either one. I was looking for general coins. She collected coins.
It is coins.
It's
Coins.
coins. Very, very good answer. I'm going to be honest. We're getting into the easier territory of some of these questions.
You should ask more
so-
Bionicle questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, no, I'll keep it a secret. There is another Bionicle question
Oh,
on the list.
Wait, do we get a point if we say this is not The Last of Us?
No.
We have to know.
I think it'll be pretty
Bionicle
easy to
question.
tell it's not The Last of Us.
It wasn't last
Well, for
time.
instance, I have this question written down. In The Last of Us Part 2, Jar Jar Binks refers to Ellie as Bombad Racer during the pod race. What does the word Bombad mean?
Oh.
If you can tell me what the word Bombad means in Star Wars lore, you get a point right now. You get
Wait,
a
what
point
does he
right
call
now.
her?
Bombad
Bombad.
Racer.
Bombad Racer. I don't know. I think it's been like 15 years since I saw that. I just really bad racer.
Oh. Cammy, what's your guess? Welcome to our Last of Us trivia show, by the way. What's your guess?
Terrible. Why not?
Get
I
this,
think it's-
Bombad
Yeah.
means exactly the opposite. Superior means you're really
Oh.
good. Jar Jar Binks was complimenting Ellie right before she beat his head in with a pipe. Well, Neil Druckmann's slowly but surely becoming more and more aroused.
Harder.
We love you,
harder.
Neil. We love you, but Oh boy,
you're a funny guy.
you and Tarantino both with some with some
Strange.
trickling in of what you like to see. Hey, and speaking of what you like to see, I'd like to see if who's up, Cammy?
Yeah.
Cammy. Joel somberly sings a song at the start of The Last of Us Part 2. What is the name of this song, and what is the band that originally performed it?
Oh, damn it.
Oh, it's Future Days by Pearl Jam.
That is correct. Don't worry, Luke. We're into easier territory.
So you guys, do you remember when the game came out and there was this whole thing on Twitter because somebody posted something and was like, "Ha ha, Naughty Dog screwed up because that song wasn't released until like 3 months after the outbreak." And then Neil posted the YouTube video that inspired him pre-outbreak of them doing it like at a concert before the album was released, and it was the most badass own of an online troll. Yeah, it was ultimate mic drop. It was awesome. And everybody in the comment section was like, it's weird to think that in an alternative universe Joel like watched this YouTube video and learned the song.
Well, hey, speaking of the outbreak year, what was that, Luke?
I would assume. I don't remember it specifically being stated, but I would assume it was 2013 because most games like tie up their release year with it. Like Dying Light 2 does that all over. It's funny because it was supposed to release like last year, so everybody references 2021 all over the game, even though it's out of date now. So I will say 2013.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That's right, baby. Well done.
Bing, bang, boom.
Bang, bang, boom. Not too bad. We are through a good few questions. Cammy, you're sitting at a nice, comfortable 7. Luke, you're coming back. You're at a 3. Now we are once again into the hours segment between the two of you. And remember, there's some wiggle room. On average, how many hours does it take to beat The Last of Us Part 2?
Okay.
We're going to guess at the same time.
I'll give you a moment to think it over. And also double check my sources.
I have a number, so I'm ready when you are.
All right. Luke, are you ready?
I think so, yeah.
Here we go. Get down to my averages. Make sure I wrote down the right thing. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
22.
28.
Luke says 22. Cammy says 28. The correct answer, nearly on the nose, is Ms. Cammy Huddlestone. 28 hours and 41 minutes is the exact average. I'd have given it for 27. I'd have given it for 26. Hell, I probably would have given it for 25. But I would not have given it for 22. I'm sorry, Luke. That puts Cammy up at 8, which I believe through our questions makes it physically impossible for Luke to win now. But we're playing for pride. And Luke, I've got a question for you now to hopefully get you back into the game.
Yeah.
In The Last of Us Part 2, there is a group within Abby's camp called the Matoran. What game do they play?
A group within their group called the... What were they called?
Matoran.
Is this a Bionicle question?
This is a
Bionicle
The game is, I think it's called Coley. I think it's in the first Bionicle movie they play it. Might be the second. There you go.
I can just picture you sitting at your desk and you're trying to come up with questions for this Last of Us quiz, and you look over at your Bionicle.
Yeah.
That'll do.
It inspired me.
It's like he didn't even come up with a lot of these questions. He Googled The Last of Us trivia
Yeah.
quizzes and just stole them. He didn't like think up the questions.
The ones that are like gross or like the ones that are incredibly weird, I will say.
We know those are the ones
I
you
picked out. Yeah, the ones
Yeah.
with sex, the ones where it's way too specific. For instance, Luke, that one was a fake question.
For example.
But in the
Yeah.
Left Behind DLC, what does Riley hide inside of in the Halloween store?
What does she hide inside of?
She hides inside of something. What does she hide in?
Do you mean like what mask she puts on?
No, she hides within something in the Halloween store. She hides her face with a mask. It's a clown mask, I believe.
In the Halloween store. Hides within some. I don't remember her hiding in something in the Halloween store.
It's a rough one. If only we had picked a more knowledgeable subject.
Oh god.
I like having this. I've got my blue light behind it, so it illuminates all those like blue joints. Am I gonna be one of those guys? I might have to get a lit shelf down for my Bionicles because I like how this looks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go
I
for
got
it.
a bunch of them.
Collect things. I've got my Ellie right there in her little
That's
display
right.
case. Yeah. It's the
But do
only
you
thing that
have
fits in
the
there.
right answer to the question? Is my
I don't
question.
think so.
I don't remember her hiding inside of something, so.
Well, Cammy, I'll
Sally.
allow you to steal.
I don't think I remember the exact name of what these things are, but if I can describe it to you and I'm right, do I still get the point?
I'll allow it if it's a very accurate description.
Thank you. I feel like it's one of those devices that kill people where it's like a large
Oh, the thing with the
Soft
spikes
fist
inside of
type.
it?
with the spikes, yeah.
So you're very close. But what it
Oh.
actually is, it's straight up just a coffin. She's hiding in a coffin.
God damn it.
That's
did you
close
know
though. That's Halloween thinking, Luke.
Yeah.
That's
Halloween
thinking for spooky
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we'll give Luke another one because he's really struggling. Like, he's really struggling. Luke, we'll feed you that. Plus, Cammy nearly steals everyone too.
Yeah.
It's one that was brought up before we started. Luke, what's Ellie's mom's name?
Oh, so for reference, everybody, before the show started, we were like, oh, let's see what kind of questions we might deal with, because I did like no prep. So I was like, what kind of things are we dealing with? And we found the hardest Last of Us trivia quiz that exists, allegedly, according to Google. And the first question was, what is Ellie's mom's name? We didn't look at the answer. We just read the question, and then Jacob said, close that site now.
Yeah.
I stole a good few things from that site.
Mm.
Shouts out to whatever that. Just Google it. You'll find it. Fuck you. Go on. He sounds so stupid. Oh no, am I not muted?
Oh jeez. Oh man. I love the idea of you like muting your mic every once in a while to just be like, God, he's such an idiot.
I'm just like, I just.
Fuck. I don't. I want to say it's like Elizabeth or something like that. So I'll say Elizabeth.
Can I steal that, please? It's Anna.
That's right. What? Luke was thinking of one of our sisters' names. He picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Shouts out to them. Well,
Yeah.
that puts Cammy at 9 points.
Ooh.
At this
That's
point,
fire.
it's just like getting slapped by a big hand.
Bitch
Here's
slap.
one. Here is one, and I think it might actually be our last question. Let me double check this. I don't think I got through all 20. Did I?
I
That
mean, remember,
one.
some of them are Bionicle ones, so.
There are a good few Bionicle ones.
Oh, a good few. Oh, okay.
Um, you know what? We've got 2 questions left. Luke, I'm gonna ask them both to you, because I'm certain if you don't get them, Cammy will steal them because they're both really easy. What does WLF stand for, Luke?
The am I on the right? Yeah. The Washington Liberation Front.
Luke, they stand for justice.
Nice.
But that is correct. That's what the thing stands for.
Yeah, that's the moment where you mute.
Damn it.
They stand for justice.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Last question of the trivia night.
The last of the questions.
Yeah.
Yes. Who is the last of us? That's not the question. The question is, what's the name of the character in The Last of Us Part 2 who is playing Hotline Miami on a PS Vita?
Oh, I know. Oh.
I know Luke knows
They
what this
say-
is, and I know he probably forgot what it was because when I was editing The Last of Us critique, this is the first critique I ever edited. He was like, "I need this clip in this place," and I was like, "Okay," and he said her name 40 times like while we were on the phone together because I was like, oh, that's a weird thing, and so it's stuck in my brain.
Yeah. Oh, so much of the process of making that video I've scraped from my memory. Oh, Jesus. It's a guess regardless. I'll say like, no, that doesn't sound right. None of the things I have in my mind sound right.
Cammy,
Naomi.
will you allow me? Oh, racist. No, that's incorrect. Cammy, what's the name?
What? I'm pretty sure it's Whitney, right?
It's Whitney. I was gonna give Luke a hint and say, think Post Malone. But I don't know if he listens to Post Malone. Yeah, there's actually one more. It's a pretty common thread question that I just stole from somewhere. Might as well do it to boost Luke's score because right now, Cammy's doubled hers to what his is. If he gets this, which I'm certain he will. What's the last gun you get in the first Last of Us game?
The last gun you get in the first game?
That's right.
Doesn't sound sure. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, again, it's been like years since I played through the whole game.
I swear it was like 2016,
Cammy just finished it on her stream. Go check it out. Anybody who isn't following her on Twitch. The last guy. So you get the bow and arrow, you get the shotgun.
Oh,
you have the.
Oh, you were so confident he'd know it as well.
Well, it's just
give him this one. It's fine.
Well, I knew it was the thing, and I've only ever played the game with him. So, because I helped him record like the back half of the game, the first Last of Us game, way back when. So I was like, if I can remember it with my stupid nicotine broken pot riddled brain, like he has to be able to get it.
No. Looking at that little face, I think.
Looking at that little face.
Luke, you know deep down what this last weapon is. You know it.
I'm rooting for you, Luke.
Naughty Dog loves to do this.
You can do this.
See, but now all of this is just making me question everything.
Like, I'm willing to give you so many hints right now.
It's like I'm being gaslit out the ass.
That's not gaslighting. Is convincing you guys that Bionicle lore is the Last of Us lore. Yeah. That's gaslighting people. Helping you answer a question is not gaslighting you.
That's just pity. Right now, we're pitying you.
Yeah, and I feel it. The very last weapon, I'm trying to think chronologically.
Okay.
So you go.
Oh, could be in for a long one.
Yeah, we'll just like the video cuts here and then.
Yeah, here, I'll show you guys my Bionicle while he's doing it. I don't remember what this guy's name is. His sword doesn't light up anymore. It used to light up. He used to have some balls that went in here, and you could like do something.
Oh, I remember that. I remember them doing that.
I remember this scared me as a kid. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie. If you take his mask off.
Beheading someone is scary.
It is,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
This that's the head that they use. And I was like,
wow.
it doesn't even have any facial features, and that scares me.
But it doesn't need to.
See, such a cutie. Well, Luke, that's all the Bionicle talk I have. So you have perhaps an answer to the question.
I'm at capacity there. The last weapon you get at the very end of the game. I know in The Last of Us Part 2 you get access to one of their like heavy like assault rifle things that the guards carry around, and I think you do that too in The Last of Us, the original, like the big SWAT looking guys walking around. You can pick up their guns. So I don't know the name of the gun, but it's like a fully automatic rifle. And I believe that's the last one you get access to. So I don't know if that counts, but it's some sort of fully automatic rifle.
This is like teeth. It's literally called the assault rifle.
It's just the assault rifle. There's no fancy name or anything. You had it. In fact, you had it right with like 3 of those descriptions. I would have given it 2. Stop second guessing yourself, Luke.
You are right though. Like Naughty Dog does that all the time, where it's like they get to the end of the game and they're like, we should give the players something. How about just like a really poorly implemented fully automatic rifle? Sounds good.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I've noticed with Naughty Dog, there isn't a whole lot of space to go with that formula anymore, that gameplay loop. So they're starting to the cracks are starting to show a little bit. At least they're improving technically, but they might. It's the same Red Dead Redemption 2 situation where it's like you got to step this up pretty soon.
Yeah, like there's a reason that there's a reason studios have changed how they make games. It's like when we did the Uncharted 4 critique, and you look at just how similar the gun systems and gameplay systems are from Uncharted 1 from like 2000, was it 6? 2000, I think it's 2006 or 7.
Yeah, pretty early.
And you grab the gun, you empty the clip, and then you drop it, swap it for a different weapon, empty the clip, drop it, swap it. It's something that was common in 2006 and was pretty good at that time, but nowadays it just feels too arcadey. And so like the way The Last of Us Part 2 handles it, where you have your guns that you use and you can swap between them, you can upgrade them. It's not to say every game needs to be an action RPG, but it does feel much better, I think, when you can actually like get used to a weapon and upgrade it and use it. Plus, my biggest issue is when you have like, when you get one of those yellow guns in Uncharted, you're like, oh, this is an extra powerful weapon. So you save it, and that just turns into you not using it ever because you're scared that you're going to waste it before the big boss comes. So it doesn't achieve the end that they're trying to achieve. So I think The Last of Us Part 2 is much better, but it still has some of the same outdated stuff like Jacob's saying. So, I mean, hopefully
but remember, guys, if you disagree with Luke, he is the loser today. So
yes, I am. Cammy, what do you think? People have to agree with you since you won.
That's right.
You kicked my booty.
10 to 5. Well, Luke got 5 after that last one. So 10 to 5 was the score.
5.
Yeah, it was. If we were, I do like the addition of being able to steal the question. I do think that's a good addition. I think it's very likely, Jacob, that in our head-to-head last week, you might have been able to, you know, you would have been able to steal a good few that I missed. I would have stolen a good few that you missed, and so it could have changed things around. But I do like the rule addition, even if Cammy kicked my butt with it. So
Yeah, she fucking killed you. Like, we're not doing it enough justice. Like, 5 questions couldn't be answered. And then 15 of them were answered. And she had 2/3 of those. She
can we,
fucking smoked you.
can we also appreciate that she got the points for the correct number of pumps question?
Oh no, she didn't. She put 3. You put 2.
I thought we were doing
None
the
of us
closer,
got
or did you say it
Yeah.
has to be the most accurate?
It had to be
For that one, I gave some wiggle room on like the awards and for
Wiggle.
the playtime. Yeah, that's
You're
right.
such a child.
Not much wiggling happening there, but for that one, I was like, there's very specifically a set
That was
number.
one answer.
Yeah, but
Neither
the
of
other ones I gave wiggle room on. I think you guys wound up splitting those. I don't know. Let us know in the comments how you think this turned out. Did I miss a question by accident and just forgot to read it off? Let us know. But there is one interesting thing we can close out this trivia today with. Something I found. Before I get into it, Luke, do either of you remember? This is a non-competitive question. How long Abby was tracking Ellie and Joel in The Last of Us, looking to kill in The Last of Us Part 2 to kill Joel? Wasn't it like 6 months or something ridiculous like that?
I think it's only like 2 months.
2 months?
Just-
Long time to track.
It's
Yeah.
numerous months. We know.
Numerous months. Whatever length, I remember us all thinking like, wow, that's kind of, and then they make the point of like, we've been going for too long. I read in a trivia thing, and I don't know if this is true. I just copy and pasted it because I thought it was interesting. From the first game, the story changed a considerable amount, where like Tess was going to capture Joel and then get killed by Ellie, and then they were going to get pursued by smugglers for like an entire year, and it'd be like a constant chasing threat. But they decided to go against it because that felt they felt like it wasn't believable for characters to pursue them for that long. I just thought it was interesting that they carried that over into The Last of Us Part 2, and it still was a little bit stupid. And then the only way they were able to get it to work was by pure coincidence also. But it's fine games. I just thought it was interesting.
I do remember there being a lot of dialogue with, I think his name is Isaac, the leader of the WLF. And he is like pretty pissed off because Abby took all these members to go and hunt down Joel and Ellie. And there really was like no benefit to the WLF other than pure revenge. So there was no reason to do it. And I do remember that being an issue. So like they acknowledged that it was a problem, but then they don't deal with it being a problem. It's like when an author realizes there's a plot hole and so they mention it. It's like, okay, you mentioned it, but that doesn't, like, you didn't fix it. You just said, this doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's keep doing it. It's like it doesn't solve anything.
That's the Star Wars syndrome. That's all that most recent episode of Star Wars. It's just a bunch of 80-yard lines of, why can't we do this that we did last time? Because. And then it moves on.
It's like in Lord of the Rings. Why can't we just use the eagles to, I think they're eagles, to just
Luke,
fly
because
all the way?
Sauron would have seen them coming, and even though it would have been faster, he could have countered with the ring wraiths.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you really think Sauron didn't know they were coming after all the crap they do?
He knew they were coming, but keep in mind the books are much slower pace. Takes like years to get where they need to go. The movies, Peter Jackson made him a literal eye, so I was okay with that deterrent. I don't like that argument against Lord of the Rings. I like it more in the books, but the movies, he's literally an eye on a stick. And I was like, yeah, he could see that coming probably. In the books, he's not like a literal eye on a stick. I don't think it's just like symbolism. He's always watching. We have to be careful.
Okay.
But that's the show, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you want us to quiz next time. Who you want to get quizzed. Cammy is the winner this time around, so she might host for us next time. Or if we do come up with a fun topic, we'll just think of something fun. Come back to you in a week. Say in the comments. Let us know. Know in the comments. Say it, and then we'll see you then. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Eh.